is Saturday, May the 18th, which is almost 3 weeks past the last frost date. As some of you know, I had decided this year not to have a garden because I have a lot of stuff going on with my health and just other things, my job. I just got a new job a couple of months ago. Anyway, I had decided I wasn't going to do a garden. So I didn't plant any seeds. I didn't start any seedlings. But I really love doing a garden, so I kind of changed my mind. So I went on the Old Farmer's Almanac, which is what I use for like my planting calendar. And I made little highlights of the plants that I would need to transplant, like the seedlings that I would need to transplant, versus the seeds that I could start in the ground. And they all happen to fall right around this time. So I went out and I bought the ones that were too late for me to start were eggplant, tomatoes, and peppers. And I love all of those things. Especially the really long eggplant, the Asian variety. Love that. They're not as bitter, at least in my experience. So I went to BJ's to pick up a whole bunch of soil yesterday afternoon. And while I was there, I saw that they were selling at BJ's a whole bunch of vegetables, and they were only $4 each. So I bought 6 big tomatoes. I got half Big Boy and half Beef Master, beef something, beef steak. I think it was Beef Master. Anyway, so I got 3 of each of those. So 6 big tomatoes, and then I got 6 medium tomatoes. They're called Early Girls. They didn't have any cherry tomatoes. I really wanted some cherry tomatoes, but possibly if I go out today, there's a nursery that's up the road from me that I've actually never been to, and I'll see if they have any cherry tomatoes if I'm feeling like it. And then also at BJ's, I got 5 red peppers, and I got a jalapeno pepper. They didn't have any poblano. I kind of wanted poblano again, but we'll go with jalapeno. You just never know how hot those are. And then I got 6 eggplant of the Asian variety, which was my favorite. So what I have yet to seed and what I can put in the ground now outside to seed are cantaloupe, which I have these from last year. It's called Crenshaw. It doesn't even say what kind of melon it is. It just says melon. Sweet oval-shaped melon with salmon-colored flesh. So seems cantaloupe-ish to me. I can plant cucumbers, which I got some seeds for this year. Some of these seeds I'm reusing from last year. I can plant green beans, which I still have some yard-long bean seeds from, these might even be from 2 years ago. No, these are from last year. Yard-long beans, and I even got pole beans, the normal green beans. These are both left over from last year, so I don't know if they'll germinate very well, but I'll start them and just see what happens, because why not? And then I also found lima beans. I think they count as dry beans, which I can also start this time. I don't know if I'll end up planting these because I need trellises for whatever green beans I'm doing, as well as the cucumber. So I don't have a ton of space, but we'll see. And then that's melon too. Okra, which was my favorite, and I still have some seeds from last year. I have quite a few of them, actually. Otherwise I would get more, but because I want a lot of okra this year. And pumpkins. I'm gonna try pumpkins. I actually got these last year, maybe 2 years ago, and I never ended up planting them. So the packet's open, but all the seeds are still in here. This is a jack-o'-lantern variety, best for carving and cooking, it says. So we'll give that a shot. I have sweet potatoes highlighted. I kind of wanted to try that, but I don't want to get too adventurous. And then winter squash and zucchini. summer squash. So I have these 2 packets left over from last year. And I liked the variety that I grew last year. So we're just going to use these again because I've already spent too much money on starts. So that's the plan. Yesterday evening, we took 5 big bags of soil and we took all... Welcome to the garden. Okay, so let me show you around and show you what we did last night. So prior to yesterday, this was, well, prior to a week ago, I'll say, this was all entirely a mess. It's still kind of a mess, but it's less of a mess, and I'm proud of that. So we had initially, what I wanted to do was take all of the dirt that had already been in the pots that had just sat here all through the winter and all that. And we took all the plants out of them, the old plants. We got rid of those. We took all the leaves and sticks and stuff out. And our original plan was to put the pots, like the remains of the pots, in a big trash can, and put in the trash can with this is a poor explanation. Let me try again. Our original plan was to take the bags that had last year's soil in them, dump 1 bag into a trash can, pour some potting soil on top of it, roll it around so it was well incorporated, and then dump it back into the pot. And we did that for these pots, this first planter's worth, and then like 1 of these. But then Andrew said, this feels inefficient. Maybe we should use the tarp system from last year. So we got out the tarp and we spread it along the ground over here. And that ended up going faster. So we dumped all the pots, not all of them, but we dumped all the ones that we were going to on there. We amended the soil, we put them back in. So this planter, these 6 pots that are going to be the big tomatoes, and then ignoring these ones on the ground, those 2 planters back there all have amended soil in them. So that's the normal dirt from last year mixed up with new, fresh Miracle-Gro potting soil. So they have been, amended. So they have fertilized stuff in them now. These pots, those pots, which I don't think I'm even going to use those this year. And then the pots that you can see back behind the trellis, none of those have had new soil put in them. I think what I'll end up doing is consolidating some of those with, these ones don't have new soil in them either. I have a bunch of, I have a bunch of extra pots with dirt in them. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is just consolidating the dirt that I do have into pots, and then just amending them with I have some fertilizer essentially, and I'll put that in there. I thought about using the compost too. I got a compost bin last year, and it's been out in the front side yard area, but I was not great about turning it. So every time I look in there, there's so much unbroken down stuff. I don't actually know what's at the bottom of that thing. So I don't know if I'll be able to use it or not, but if I can, I will. And then I'll fill up those pots. My plan is to use the trellis for cucumbers, and maybe green beans or something. And then, like I wanted to do last year, I'm gonna put some trellis, hang some trellis up on the first 2 of these 3, because I want to still be able to walk around it. And we'll do the yard-long beans and the string beans, or pole beans, or whatever you want to call them, there. This is going to be, these first 2 planters, as is tradition, is going to be for tomatoes. Well, collectively it's going to be for tomatoes and peppers and okra. These ones are going to be for big tomatoes. I think I'll just do 3 and 3 so I can tell the variety apart and see if I like it. squash and zucchinis going on the ground. I hope to have more than 8 pots because I want a lot of them. And then in the back here will be the eggplant, more okra, and if I can swing it, I'd like to get some cherry tomatoes as well. The pumpkins might end up here, maybe along here. Thinking out loud, it might end up here. And I think the melons will end up over there where the watermelon were last year. So that's my garden plan for this year. Oh, let me show you the plants I already got. So ignore those. So here are the tomatoes, the eggplants, and the peppers. And back here is the lonely jalapeno. I wanted to get some kind of hot pepper, but I'm not crazy tolerant of heat, so I didn't want something immensely spicy. I don't know if poblanos are more or less spicy than jalapenos, but I really did enjoy the poblanos last year. Usually mixed in with other peppers, so it wasn't too hot. But anyway, that's my plan. And I have the tomato cages already out here. Andrew's been working on getting, like, we used to have some old fence panels leaned up against there and more wood against the fence. His goal, well, my goal for him this year is to get rid of all this rotting wood along the fence because that's not a good look. Okay, welcome back. I am thrilled with what I've been able to do. Let me show you. All right, so I planted out all of the seedlings that I got. The peppers are in here. I also put down the okra. I haven't watered them yet, and I don't know if you can tell, I put 1, 2, 3 seeds in each of these pots. The seeds all looked like they were in good shape. Same with this. And I kept the little labels up because I think they're so cute. It was an early girl tomato that I had an extra of, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But I planted out and watered all of the big tomatoes. I put cages on all of them. Over here, these beds are completely full now. I planted out the eggplant and the early girl tomatoes. Each of these pots that kind of look empty have the okra in them. And I did an additional project that I didn't expect to do. Do you remember last year, these that I think I identified as beach plums that are hanging over from my neighbor's garden? They had a bunch of, and you can still kind of see these light, spiky kind of vine-looking things. That's not part of the beach plum plant. The beach plum plants have these darkish, wide curly things. So I cut down as much as I could reach of those from around the plum. It's a vine. You can kind of see how it connects. But anyway, I cut all that down so that the beach plums had more of a chance. And you can see they're already fruiting. Maybe that's not focusing properly. Let me see if I can get a better. There we go. Yeah, it's already fruiting. Come on. There you go. Focus on the. There you go. Autofocus stinks sometimes, but so I took care of all that. Additionally, I took down a bunch of stuff that was like sticking up there. And check this out. Another inadvertent gift from our neighbor. Figs. We've got figs now growing up under the fence, probably from the neighbor's yard. I don't know. But when Andrew takes all this rotting wood down, we'll be able to see it a little bit better, I guess. And then another additional little project that I did was I went ahead and in this seed tray, I went ahead and planted, and it looks a little weird and disorganized, but I'm going to explain it, mostly so I don't forget, but also so you know. I put 7 of the summer squash. I don't know if you can read that label. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the zucchini. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 pumpkin. So we'll see how those do. I think I'm just going to leave the tray outside, but I'll put it up so it's not just like on the ground. I might put it like up with those. Those are the empty pots, which they're in good shape, so I'm going to keep them. And then I've put the dirt that's in here was in one of these extra pots, that one in particular. But yeah, so I got a lot done. There's still plenty more I could do. I might do that, but my friend's going to be calling me at 11:30, and I'm kind of spent for now. So anyway, yeah, cool stuff is happening. And I put more, I'll show you this. I put more soil in these old pots that used to hold crocuses and hyacinths, I think. And I'm gonna put something in there. I still have, so I took care of the pumpkin, squash, and zucchini, so that's all done. So I still have the melons, the cucumbers, and then the 2 bean varieties. I think I will do cucumbers and the asparagus beans on the trellis, that one on that trellis. And then against the Quonset hut one, I think I'll just do all of these pole beans because they're shorter, and I think they'll benefit more from having the hang over. I think I'll be able to see them better. The asparagus beans are long enough that they stick out, so I don't know, maybe I'll put some of those in these to start, but I kind of want to just direct, so at least these, and I don't think cucumbers transfer well, so I don't know. Okay guys, last quick update. I did go to the plant nursery. I did find cherry tomatoes, but I found something else too. Check it out. So I got a 4-pack of cherry tomatoes, and this whole 4-pack was only like $3. So I'm definitely, if I do seed starts, or if I do starts next year, I'm gonna go to the local nursery. But look at this. San Marzano plum tomatoes, or Roma tomatoes. Anyway, they're the plum kinds. A 4-pack for like $3. And I got some gorgeous marigolds too. Like $3.50 for each of those 4-packs. I spent much more than that at BJ's. Granted, the plants at BJ's were a lot bigger, so these tomatoes are a little bit behind. And now I have 8 of them instead of the 6 that I was going for. So I'm gonna have a couple extra tomatoes now, but you know, not the worst thing that could happen. I'm not gonna plant those out today because I'm tired and people are coming over for game, but maybe I'll get to it tomorrow afternoon and we'll figure out the rest of it from there. And that's it. Martin Gardens out.